Hi everyone, I'm Brandy Hickman and welcome to Kitchen Therapy. So today we're talking about organizing your daily rhythms. So what does that feel like? Well, I'll tell you what it is for me. I love to wake up with the sun and to at least getting into my bedtime routine when the sun is going down. So I have always been like this since I was a kid. So it comes natural to me. I understand if it doesn't come natural to everybody. But even as we come into different seasons, it's really important to pay attention to when we're getting tired and pay attention to waking up with the sun. And that can really help our sleep if we're going to bed and getting up at the same time every day. So organizing our daily rhythms really is important. And some of us might think that that's too structured to have these things in place. But really, for me, it helps me to find a rhythm and to have a flow. And for me, that's freedom. So if I have a little bit of structure, then I have more freedom, which is really, really helpful. I'm going to read a quote from Mary Oliver. Rhythm is one of the most powerful of pleasures. And when we feel a pleasurable rhythm, we hope it will continue. When it does, it grows sweeter. So that's by Mary Oliver that I really, really love. And the book that I'm recommending and the information that I give you is The Slow Down Diet. And it's really an 8-week breakthrough program that really does discuss rhythm and other things that affect our metabolism that we wouldn't really think about. But our culture is like, we're going at a dizzying pace. We're really, really busy. And we think about how good that is for us. It may not be. So it's kind of like figuring out how to slow down so you can breathe these rhythms in your life so you can have this freedom. So the question for you today is, where do I find space so I can slow down? And my suggestion is to break your quest down into more consumable steps, which to me are the rhythms. So I think that's a really, really important thing to think about. And so step one that I want you to think about is, how are you spending your day? And so be honest with yourself, and track your time, because, and I put a link in the information that I give you, which is Off the Clock, which I think is really important to look at that week or 2 weeks to see how you're specifically spending your time. How much time are you watching TV? How much time are you spending with your family? How much time are you on electronics? So those are all really key things. Because if we want something better in our kitchen, if we want to find a rhythm in our kitchen, we have to have time for it, and we have to make space for it, and sometimes something else has to leave. And so what is truly important to us? Is it our health, or is it us scrolling through social media? And discerning that and finding a balance with that is important. The second step that I want to talk about is breathing, meditation, and relax and restoring our bodies. And so I put in the information a class that my very dear friend Denise, who I did an interview with, is having. She has these classes and really helps us get into what we would consider a parasympathetic nervous system in our bodies, which is really that relaxation state that we need to have space, when we have that space. And so when we think about fight or flight, when we're in chronic stress, our bodies really can't digest food. We can't get the nutrients in that we need. And so we really need that relaxation for our health and our body. So these are all really important things. Finding rhythm in our kitchen so we can plan meals. And when you think about, if you're that person that comes home and is exhausted, doesn't know what to make, and is very overwhelmed by the end of the day, then finding rhythms and planning out, mapping out ways that you can set yourself up for success, that won't take as long, and having a mindset to be able to do that is so important. And those are the rhythms that we need to find for ourselves in the kitchen and really in our life. So next week, I'm going to be talking about mapping out a successful week. So we're going to talk about mapping out a successful week with food, with meals, and then we're also going to be talking about mapping out a successful week with our schedule. So I think that will be fun to talk about. So have a great day, and thank you for joining me.